Happy New Year.
Mexico was great. Went to
Really?
Mexico for a week.
Where'd you go in Mexico?
Cancun.
Nice.
It was very nice. Playa del Carmen.
Nice. All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. You're here today in First Appearance Magistrate Court. Today you're going to be informed of the charges, and we're going to determine if there's probable cause. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything's being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. You also have a right to an attorney. We have Mr. Romero at the main jail, and we have Mr. Reedy to my right in the courtroom, and I don't know why, but we have Mr. Austin Sanders from the Public Defender's office also. Welcome.
Judge, I was
At
going
the
to request
podium.
something to be called out of turn.
All right, can we just take Mr. Shake, because he has
Sure.
been waiting so
Sure,
long,
sure.
and then we'll take yours. And we have Assistant State Attorney Eric Linder, and our clerk today is the wonderful Dante Wilson. Right, Dante? All right, so let's call Eric Butkowitz. Hey, nice to see you, Mr. Shake. All right, so, are you Mr. Butkowitz?
Hit
Right,
the button.
hit the button, sir.
Eric, hit the button.
In the middle. All right, so you have failure to remain at a stop or remain in an accident involving serious injury and driving while license is suspended. This is a capias not in custody. So operating with a suspended DL is a $100 bond. We have to tow. He has a no bond hold, leaving the scene of a crash. Court does find probable cause. What say you, State?
Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting a $50,000 bond pre-trial with a GPS monitor and order of no victim contact. The name of the alleged victim is, or the initials are, JH, and an additional release condition of no driving until further order of the court. Your Honor, I believe has a copy of the original PC affidavit. There are, I believe, some aggravating facts in the case. Most notably, Mr. Buckowitz's response to after the accident when the victim was pleading for his help and he decided to leave at that point. I would also note, Your Honor, and I reviewed the accident report from the case, which notes that the alleged victim suffered a broken leg and cervical fracture. I would also note Mr. Buckowitz's criminal history. 2016, he had a DUI, and in December 13th of 2016, he was placed on 9 months probation, which means approximately 2.5 months before this incident, he had just gotten off probation for DUI. I also,
Is that a first-time DUI?
I'd have to check. Yeah, it does appear it was a first DUI. Your Honor, I would also note January of this year, he began a sentence serving weekends in jail from pleading out a DWLS before Judge Lerner Wren. His additional criminal history includes a strong-arm robbery in 2013 where he was sentenced to 23.5 months in Florida State Prison as a habitual offender. 2013 burglary conveyance, he received the same sentence. Theft and battery, 2010. Tampering with evidence, 06, 3-year state prison. Trafficking cocaine, 05, 3-year state prison. Possession of alprazolam, 02 with the VOP. Criminal mischief, 02, and grand theft, 01. Nothing further, Judge.
I don't have a driving record on him.
I can, if you'd like, I can print the court a copy if you'd like to see.
Yeah, can you?
Of course, Judge, yes.
Provide a copy to Mr. Shade as well?
Of course.
I'm familiar with Mr. Buckowitz's history as well as his driving history.
All right, I still want you to be given a copy in any event. All right, so what say you?
Should we be asking for a much lower financial bond? We have no issues with the monitor. His girlfriend, his fiance, is present. She is pregnant. She's expecting about 4 or 5 months. Mr. Buckowitz does.
You come up to the podium, ma'am.
Mr. Buckwitz does have a very good job, Judge, that he's been working at for some time now with DLJ Roofing. He does pretty well financially. and that would be a significant hindrance on their housing and also helping with the child, the upcoming child. A $10,000 bond would, I think, be more appropriate. Judge, another thing you'll notice, this case is actually from November 17th November of 2017. Nothing of this has come up. I've called the sheriff's office, we've contacted the state attorney's office, and we could never find this case because he had gotten pulled over at some point in time, and they said you may have a warrant out for your arrest, but they didn't do anything to him. So we tried to figure out exactly what was going on, and until I had him go to the jail, did we finally realize that he actually had a warrant for his arrest, and that's when he turned himself in. And he took
Is that true, State?
Your Honor, I don't know. I can tell you they're not going to confirm warrants like that over the phone because and I'm not saying this is what.
No. Is it true he turned himself in and this?
Oh, it does show. Yes, he turned himself in, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Judge, he did that and had already brought monies to my office and secured a bondsman and everything. So he could get out and take responsibility because he understands that he doesn't want this hanging over his head if he's going to have a newborn child in his household. So it's not like he's trying to evade the situation. He understands he's got to come to court on this matter. And Judge, the other thing in the probable cause affidavit, nowhere does it show that this individual was injured.
Nowhere does it what?
Show that the individual was injured. All it says is that he approached the door. I think the young lady asked for him to help. He looked at her, and I guess they had a couple words, and then he turned around and left on foot. Probably knowing because he had a driving on a suspended license.
Well, it says she did yell, "Please help me."
Right.
And Your Honor, I can tell you, if you want me to print the report, I can, or if you want to, as an officer of the court, this is a filed case. I read from the accident report, which specifically states, the victim provided copies of her medical records indicating the injuries sustained from this crash, including but not limited to a cervical fracture and broken leg.
I understand that, Judge. I understand that through the accident report there are injuries, but it's not in the probable cause affidavit. But we understand what the charges are. They've been filed. It's what it's going to be. So
His license is revoked?
Yes, Your Honor, and as noted, it was at the time of the accident and is still currently revoked. And that revocation is...
Because I think it may be revoked just for 5 years because of the DUI and the combination of driving and suspended license charges. It was, I think, eligible to be reinstated.
Well, right now he has auto liability insurance.
Right, he doesn't carry
an SR22, I'm assuming.
Right, he doesn't carry any insurance right now because he doesn't have a license. So there's no reason for him to carry insurance.
We're not gonna get it Sunday. So I need to and then we're because we have to mention the injuries to the person.
All right, so
When you come back to court, those are
I am going to order no driving
we'll come and do it. And I'm only gonna find that out on Monday.
until he possesses a valid DL.
Regardless, but if you get a bond and you find out, then you have to go. Okay?
All right, so what are you requesting as far as bond?
Judge, a $10,000 bond. I know the state was asking for $50,000. I think that's more appropriate for Mr. Buckowitz and his financial situation, knowing that he has his child on his way, and we have no issue, Judge, with the monitor.
Mr. Massard?
All right.
Jack Massard?
No victim contact, direct or indirect, with JH. No driving until he possesses a valid driver's license. GPS, open schedule.
I'm gonna hire your owner, you want a public defender?
Where does he live? Who owns the home? Is it a rent or own? Your name is on the deed? Okay, and he's gonna be allowed to live with you? And what is that address? Can you verify it? All right, you can talk to her. You're gonna have to wait after this hearing to verify it. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set bond at $15,000. No victim contact with direct or indirect with JH. Obviously, that doesn't include you if there's a lawsuit or something like that. No driving until he possesses a valid valid DL, GPS open schedule. And on count 2, I'll ROR him, but you gotta pay the bond first, okay? All right, thank you. All right, so we're gonna call the next case. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Ma'am, have a seat. Pretrial Services has to talk to you. No, I'm talking to your,
Do you have any children?
page 12. Okay. Give us one moment. We have one more case with Mr. Shade. All right, Matthew Bartlett, is that the one?
Yes, Judge, Matthew Bartley, he's in Conti.
Conti.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Judge, I spoke with Mr. Bartlett, he'd like
What's
to.
the bond here? Want to resolve it?
No, Judge, he doesn't want to resolve it.
Actually, I thought about it. You know what? I just want to get this taken care of. I'm already violated. My probation already violated. I already gained time. I already got time from the violation. My release date is June 1st. But ultimately, this is the case that violated my
Matthew,
probation.
wait, don't talk about that. Just real quickly, do you want to change your mind from what we spoke about earlier on and change your plea?
Yeah.
I'll do, what is this, sleeping on the beach, adjudication, time served, no return, $78 in mandatory court costs, 6 months to pay, partial payments. How did you want to plead?
Judge, can we have 12 months? He's going to be in custody for those 6 months.
12 months to pay, partial payments accepted.
Thank you. Judge, he'd like to plead no contest to that matter.
No contest? Guilty,
No
not
contest.
guilty? Okay, thank you.
Nope. Thank you.
Thanks. Anything else, Mr. Shea?
That's it, Judge. Good seeing you. Happy
All
New
right,
Year.
next one we have to
Yes,
take
Santos.
is the Spanish interpreter, sorry. Here you go, Mr. Shea, come on up. And Pretrial Services has to speak to, where'd that lady go? Oh, okay, good. Thank you. All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I do, Your Honor. Gabriel Sinisi con interpreter.
All right, anybody at Conti while we're here need an interpreter?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right.
Anybody at North Broward?
No, we're good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Paul Ryan? Nobody? Okay, who do we need a Spanish interpreter for at the main jail?
Judge, right now there was Rosana Tirado. I don't have any sort of paperwork on her or anything like that, but she speaks Spanish. So my understanding is, I guess she was added by someone on the last second. So hopefully we can get information.
I have ag assault with a deadly weapon. It's an ad charge. It's an F3. It's a domestic violence case.
Yes.
Yo tengo agresión agravada, es un delito mayor de tercer grado. Violencia doméstica es un delito agregado a los principales.
Your Honor,
Yes,
if I
sir.
may, this was the case I believe you heard yesterday.
Yeah, with the machete.
Este fue el caso, entiendo, señora, que se había abordado ayer, sí, con el tema del machete.
Correct.
Correcto.
Your Honor, the officer charged her with 2 counts of aggravated assault.
Su señoría, el oficial la acusó con 2 cargos de agresión agravada.
I imagine 1 count was for the machete, 1 count was for the gun.
Me imagino que un cargo es correspondiente con el machete y otro cargo correspondiente con el arma de fuego.
Remember?
Your Honor, set bond on count 1 at $7,500 and $2,500 on count 2.
That was a touch or strike battery?
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's normally 1,000. So
Yes.
go ahead.
Well, it was domestic, so it was hold for magistrate.
No, I know, but normally it's 1,000, but
I'm sorry.
El primer cargo, sí, entiendo, la fianza fue fijada
Doesn't
en
matter.
7.500 y el segundo cargo era 2.500. Sí, pero usualmente son de 1.000, sí, pero era un toque o lesión de violencia doméstica, por eso fue incrementado.
And I can advise the court the $10,000 bond that was set has been posted.
Y le puedo informar al tribunal que la fianza de $10,000 ha sido pagada.
All right, I'm still gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect, because I don't know what's gonna happen with those other charges.
Pero aún voy a ordenar que no haya contacto con la víctima directamente o indirectamente porque no sé qué es lo que va a pasar con otros cargos.
No contact with William Torres. Did I put her on GPS?
Ningún contacto con William Torres. Le pedí que ella
I think I did.
tuviese que usar el
did?
monitor GPS. Sí, sí
Do
lo
you have
hizo.
anything else, Ivy?
It's not showing.
Is it level 2 or open schedule?
No, they put Elmo, Ivy. Ivy?
If you have it.
Es nivel 2.
Does it have a minimum foot?
¿Tiene una distancia mínima fijada? El mínimo, una milla. Una milla.
All right, so no victim contact, direct or indirect. Thank you, Ivy, for that.
Gracias, Ivy. No tenga contacto directo o indirectamente con la víctima.
With William Torres, minimum 1 mile distance.
William Torres, un mínimo de una milla de distancia.
GPS level 2.
Monitor GPS nivel 2.
No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons.
No puede estar en posesión de armas de fuego, munición o armas.
If you do have any, you're to surrender them within 24 hours of your release to your local law enforcement.
Si las tiene en su posesión, las tiene que entregar a las fuerzas policiales locales dentro del plazo de 24 horas de su libertad.
Along with any permits that you may have for firearms
Conjuntamente con cualquier permiso que usted tenga para armas de fuego
or weapons.
o armas.
All right, what say you, State? What are you requesting on count 3?
¿Qué dice la fiscalía? ¿Qué está pidiendo para el tercer cargo?
Would be requesting a $2,500 bond, Your Honor.
Estaremos fijando la fianza de 2.500, señoría.
What say you?
Judge, as far as her financial resources hasn't changed since yesterday, my understanding is she's a stay-at-home mom.
Su señoría, con respecto a sus recursos económicos no han cambiado. Entiendo que es ama de casa.
My understanding is she's on level 2 pretrial with a monitor.
Entiendo que está bajo nivel 2 de libertad provisional con un monitor.
I would ask you not to impose any sort of monetary bond on this additional charge.
Le pediría que por favor no imponga ningún otro tipo de fianza monetaria con respecto a este otro cargo.
Because she's not in a position to post.
Porque no está en posición para poder pagarlo.
Now, I did overhear her bond was posted
Ahora sí escuché que su fianza fue pagada
on the charges that she was magistrated on yesterday.
en los cargos que ella fue ante la audiencia de ayer.
And I believe the alleged victim was the one that posted the bond.
Y entiendo que la alegada víctima es la persona que pagó la fianza.
All right, 2,000 on this count.
Ok, 2.000 por este cargo.
And all the other conditions I just mentioned, court finds probable cause.
Y todas las otras condiciones mencionadas, el tribunal sí dictamina que existe motivo fundado.
And then we have from this morning, Charlie Alexander Smith Martinez.
Case here, Judge.
Thank you. I think this is page 19, maybe?
Correct.
All right, so are you Mr. There's a different name on here.
It's his alias, Your Honor.
Hay un nombre distinto de su alias.
Just wanted to make sure,
I
because it's
know.
really different.
I know. If Your Honor, if I could direct the court's attention to the booking sheet.
Sí, puedo indicarle a su señoría que lea la hoja de entrada de la policía.
You'll see the name in the report, and it's also the name the charges were filed under.
Va a poder ver en el informe policial y también el fichaje policial bajo qué nombre fue fichado.
Is listed as an alias.
Y está listado está enumerado como un alias.
All right, it says Miguel Granados Palencia
Miguel Bernados Valencia.
and also Charlie Alexander Smith Martinez.
Charlie Alexander Smith Martínez también.
He has it's a KP, is not in custody for a juvenile dwelling Burglary of a dwelling occupied.
Es una orden de arresto por no comparecer, allanamiento de una entrada de una vivienda,
No bond hold for magistrate.
detención sin fianza por magistratura,
He has grand theft of a motor vehicle, $1,000.
hurto mayor de un vehículo motor, $1,000,
And grand theft in the third degree, $1,000.
y hurto mayor tercer grado, $1,000.
Says he has a Brevard County hold.
Y también aquí menciona que
Is
tiene
that
un
true, Ivy?
pedido de detención de parte del condado de Brevard.
If I may, Your Honor,
Si pudiera, su señoría.
the out-of-county holds have been dropped. The only hold in place is an out-of-state hold.
Okay, so
Este-
he's coming to extradition court?
He already has.
Las
Yes.
detenciones
Yes.
fuera del condado han sido retiradas. La única detención que queda es fuera del estado y sí ya ha comparecido para una audiencia de extradición.
Okay, tell me what you're requesting.
Dígame qué es lo que está pidiendo, señor fiscal.
Your Honor, I just would like to advise the court, one of the court-ordered juvenile holds that is no longer in place
Quisiera informar al tribunal que una de las detenciones de menores que no está ya habilitado
was for an escape,
era por haberse escapado.
where the allegation is he escaped from a juvenile holding facility.
Y la alegación es que él se fugó de un lugar de detención de menores.
I would note the strength of the evidence in this case,
Tomé nota en la fortaleza de las pruebas en este caso,
that Mr. Smith Martinez was identified by his sister.
que el señor Smith Martínez fue identificado por su hermana
I would be requesting a $15,000 bond on the burglary.
y estaría pidiendo una fianza de $15,000 por el allanamiento con fines ilícitos.
Okay, what say you, defense?
¿Qué dice la defensa?
Judge, my understanding, Mr. Smith Martinez has been in custody for over 37 days. He has a no bond hold.
Entiendo, señora, que el señor Martínez ha sido detenido más de 37 días y tiene un pedido de detención sin fianza.
He's 18 years old. Prior to him being incarcerated, he was working in construction, so his financial resources are limited. So I just ask you to take that into consideration, determining reasonable bond.
Y tiene 18 años, él estaba trabajando en la construcción y tiene recursos limitados y le pediría que tomase eso en cuenta cuando fije la fianza.
What's the alleged victim's initial state?
Las iniciales de la alegada víctima, señor fiscal.
It is VP.
Okay, no victim
VP.
contact, direct or indirect with VP.
No tenga contacto directa o indirectamente con VP.
No return to.
No regresar a
7041 Southwest 20th Street,
Town.
North Lauderdale.
7041 Southwest, suroeste, 20 calle, North Lauderdale. No regrese allí.
All right, what say you, defense? Anything further?
¿Qué dice la defensa? Nada más, nada más, su señoría.
All right, no victim contact, direct or indirect with VP. No return to 7041 Southwest 20th Street, North Lauderdale. Maintain 1,000 feet minimum.
No tener contacto con la víctima. VP, no regresar a la dirección 7041, suroeste, 20 calle, North Lauderdale, y mantener por lo menos una distancia de 1,000 pies.
Okay, GPS level 2, all counts.
GPS monitor nivel 2, todos los cargos.
$15,000 on the top count, 1,000 on the other ones.
$15,000 para el cargo superior y 1,000 para los otros.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Can you make an announcement if anybody
Yes, Your
else
Honor.
needs a Spanish
¿Alguien más en
interpreter
la
or
sala
raise their
requiere el
hand?
servicio de intérprete en español?
No? It's a Friday and we always say no, and there's
Yeah.
always someone else.
You might want to just
Nobody?
30 minutes either way.
Okay, just,
Nobody's raising their hand.
they will after he leaves.
Thank you.
Thank you, have
Have a
a
good-
great weekend. Yes, and then we have a private attorney.
Austin Sanders, Public Defender's Office. If I can call out a turn the 33-day docket at North Broward Bureau, Mr. Barber, Clarence Barber, page 2 of the 33-day.
Hello, sir. How are you? Are you Clarence Barber?
I am, ma'am.
All right. Is this a 30, 40-day motion?
It is,
Motion
Judge.
for release?
They have filed, but they filed down to a third degree. It was armed, it was dwelling, now it's burg structure. You also had an amphetamine as well. So understanding that the 33-day is moot, but I have gotten word that he's been accepted to House of Hope, and she can pick up Monday. So I was wanting to see if the court can entertain a motion, entertain an order to send him to House of Hope for Monday, rather than set him on for second look on Monday.
And just so the court's aware, Your Honor, we did file the charges of burglary structure. That's what you found probable cause for. We were all in agreement that it shouldn't be treated as an armed. I can tell you, Your Honor, I imagine Your Honor was inquiring about any drug issues because you made a note that he claimed at the time that he doesn't have a drug problem, but clearly it was a concern the court had.
And I've spoke to him a couple times. I visited him, and we came to the conclusion that there is an issue there. He had possession of it, and he has prior DUI, and there's some other things that are there as well. And just to correct, you found a PC that it wasn't armed, but it was a dwelling. So it's now went from a second down to a third.
And it said burglary, dwelling structure, conveyance, armed. I don't know that you.
What did I do the bond at?
You said 2,500 with the, and you already put a GPS level 2.
So why don't we just let him go to House of Hope? Do you have a problem with that?
I'm not saying I
All right,
object to it.
fine, done.
So I'll put an order in now, Judge.
All right, just show it to Mr. Linder because he has to
Sure.
agree to it.
She's going to come to pick you up on Monday for House of Hope, Mr. Barber.
So we're going to
thank you.
deny this motion. We need another order changing the bond. Did you hear me?
Another order to yes, I'm going to enter that
Can
order
it be
now.
one order or two, Ivy? Because there's one here, I can do it on here. Okay, I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay. And so it's going to be a third degree. You're going to have arraignment coming in the next couple
You're
of
gonna
weeks.
have to do the
It's gonna
House
be
of Hope here.
And remember what
Do
I
we
told
need
you.
the address or no, Ivy, with the House of Hope? 2 and 3, is that ROR that I did, or what did I do?
Let me check. I think you kept the bonds at the. I'll check.
I handle it, but Mr. Barber. I got your voicemail, by the way. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Remember to what you ask for when you go to the division to make the findings of drug court.
You would ROR on those counts.
All right, so I'm gonna do an ROR to GPS level 2, and I'm gonna put custody to custody,
Pick up his Monday, Judge.
House of Hope. I'm gonna let you fill out the rest.
Sure.
Right here. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Okay, let's get the private attorney. All right, and then we have,
Carlos
An
Sondado
officer
from
here.
the, I apologize, from the
That's
Law Office of
okay.
Robert Malov. I'm here on Mr. Diego Guzman Carranza. I do have his sister present as well, Your Honor. May I call her up?
sure, absolutely. I'm sorry, who is this person? Page, what's the name?
Page 12.
Well, the page does, okay. All right, thank you.
He's on Maine.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's call up this case. Diego Javi Guzman Carranza.
He's at Maine, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Main jail. Okay, Mr. Guzman Carranza, waive formal reading.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, just for the record, can you announce your appearance for the record?
Absolutely. Carlos Londano from the law office of Robert Maliff on behalf of Mr. Diego Guzman.
Nice to see you, sir.
Good to see you, Your Honor.
Okay. What say you, State?
Your Honor, I'm going to be, and just want to advise the court that Detectives Owens and Newton are also present in the courtroom from the
Sure,
Willow Manors
let 'em
Police
come up.
Department. Okay.
Hello, how are you? Good. Can you say your first and last name and who you work for and what position and for how long?
Detective Patrick Newton for the Wilton Manors Police Department.
Okay.
And I've been a detective 2 years and employed there 6 years.
Thank you.
Detective Bonnie Owens, Wilton Manors Police Department. I've been there 12 years, been a detective for over 5.
Thank you. All right, so who are we?
Your Honor, I don't know that I was necessarily going to be presenting any testimony. I just wanted
Okay.
the court to be aware that they were present and they
Oh,
investigated
okay.
this matter.
All right.
Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting a $50,000 bond, pretrial release with a GPS monitor, obviously no victim contact with the alleged victim whose initials are LS, and no contact with any minors until further order of the court. Your Honor, Your Honor's familiar with the allegations, and the state is very concerned for the safety of the minors in the community, and particularly minors at this school. Your Honor, I would note that I would want to advise the court, and it's been brought to my attention, that the alleged victim is a student of Mr. Guzman Carranza's. So as you can see, at one point when he was when law enforcement arrived to the Airbnb and he responded, "Is she that young?" Clearly that was disingenuous, as she's his student. He knows exactly how old she is. And the fact that, you know, having knowledge of that age is, I believe, an aggravating factor for the court to consider.
All right, what say you, defense?
So, Your Honor. Your Honor, I think that statement shouldn't be considered as far as bond goes. A little bit about Mr. Guzman. He's been down here for 2.5 years. He's the main breadwinner. He lives with his sister, his mother, and his sister's fiance. He does take care of all the bills. The $50,000 bond, Mr. Guzman will not be able to afford that. We're okay with the pretrial release. I'm asking if the court could make it a $25,000 bond, along with all the other conditions of pretrial release that the state mentioned earlier.
Okay.
I also want to know for the court that he does have no priors whatsoever in the past. There's been no allegations of anything like this before in the past either.
Okay. Right, court does have concerns for the safety of the victim and for minor children, members of the community. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with LS. And I want, where is he going to live?
Along with his sister, she is here if you want to.
Can we go off for one moment? All right, so no victim contact, direct or indirect, with LS, minimum 1,500 feet, GPS level 2, no contact with any minors. I am going to set a curfew unless he can verify that he's working from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., no contact with any minors, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. If he has any, he has to surrender them within 24 hours of his release. Does he have a U.S. passport?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, he does.
Who has it?
I have it at the house.
Okay, I'm going to have surrender his U.S. passport to the clerk of court before his release, so you might want to try to get that as soon as possible. And they're going to give you a receipt, and you're going to bring the receipt over to the jail. Is that correct, Ivy? Yes, ma'am. Okay. And no possession and no applying for any passports. $1,500 minimum from the alleged victim, LS, at all times. I also do not want him, I want him to have no return to, I don't know the address, maybe the detectives can tell me, Dr. Michael Kropp Senior High School.
Your Honor, it's going to be 1410 Northeast 215th Street, Miami, Florida.
Thank you. And maintain 1,000 feet from the school. Is that an issue?
Your Honor, that won't be an issue. Can a third party go by the school and pick up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just said no return, not no contact. Okay? Okay, that's perfect. All right, and then the court will set a bond. I am gonna do the $50,000 bond. Honestly, I thought the state was gonna ask for more. And I just want you to know it doesn't have anything to do with Mr. Londano's ability or anything. These are some very serious charges. All right, he can go before his division judge. You can explain it to them, Mr. Londano. You're very familiar with it. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much. And the passport gets surrendered to the clerk?
You bring it to the clerk of the court, and then when you get the receipt for it, then you bring that over to the jail.
Perfect.
The jail's behind this building.
Thank you very much, Judge. I'll
Okay,
explain.
you're welcome. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, page 12. Hi.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
Good.
Tyler Hausman, and I apologize for my attire. I was
Don't worry about it. I understand. Thank you, Mr. Londano. Houseman, is he on the regular docket or?
Yes, new arrest.
What is it?
Haussmann, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't have pages, so.
He's here at Main Judge, and he's going to be approaching.
Okay, Tyler, is that it?
I'll let him know that his private
Yes,
attorney's
ma'am.
here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Page 12.
Come on up, sir. Your private attorney's there for you. Yep.
Take medication?
Okay, are you Tyler Houseman?
Yes, hi, how are you, Your Honor?
I'm fine. Can you see your attorney?
Um,
Can you wave to him?
yes, I can.
All right. Counsel, announce your appearance for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Omar Geraldo from VG Law Group on behalf of Mr. Hausman.
Any mental problem?
Okay, nice to see you.
Psychotic suicidal.
All right, sir, Mr. Houseman, you're charged with battery on an officer, firefighter, EMT, etc. Disorderly intoxication, public place, cause disturbance, No bond required. Resisting an officer, obstructing without violence. No bond required. Court does find probable cause.
Desmond Johnson?
What say you, State, on count one?
Your Honor, I would be requesting a $1,500 bond on count one.
1,500.
1,500. No return to the listed location, 111 Southwest 2nd Avenue in Fort Lauderdale.
What's the name of the club?
Sway. Oh,
Sway. Thank you. Sway nightclub. All right. What say you, Counselor, on the $1,500 bond?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. So I thought that was pretty reasonable. So 1,500. No return to a Sway nightclub, sir. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You too. All right, I want you to show this, Miss Patrice. Can you show that to Eric, just make sure? Chelsea Walters.
Judge, I've been informed bonded.
Thank you, Mr. Romero. Sarah Richings. North Broward.
Yes, Judge. She'd like to resolve this morning, and she's interested in going to the CRC.
I'm not going to resolve count one. We can talk about bond if you want.
You can't make a monetary bond, Judge. I'd ask you to ROR her.
Well, she didn't show up at arraignment, so let's talk about, how many times has she failed to appear?
One moment, Judge.
Thank you, Deputy.
Her last arrest in August of 2018 was on a capias.
2015?
No, 18. Then there was an arrest in 2012 on a capias, and I think very old capias from 04, and those are her failures to appear as far as Broward.
All right, you know what? I'm not going to resolve it. Tell you what I'll do. I'll do a $100 bond on one, and count two I'll ROR. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. $100 bond total. Show up for court next time. Markeisha Cowens.
Bond, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Kayla Kleitch.
Medical reset.
Is that North Broward?
Yes.
Thank you, Deputy McCoy.
Welcome.
Vanessa Gracie, please. You're not sharing?
She's here present, Judge, with me.
All right. Good afternoon, Miss Gracie. You have battery on an officer, firefighter, EMT, disorderly intoxication, resisting an officer, obstructing without violence. This is Sway nightclub as well?
Yes, this is the co-arrestee, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
All right, so the court finds probable cause. right, so, what's her prior history and what say you, defense? I'm sorry, state.
Your Honor, I'd have to check further for her history. I do see showing she resides in Poughkeepsie, New York. Frankly, I was going to be requesting the same bond as her co-arrestee with the same release condition, no return to Sway nightclub. But I can check to see if she has any history.
What can she afford in bond?
Judge, right now, she's gonna be, she gave me the phone number of her mother. Her mother resides in New York. That's the person that's gonna be posting her monetary bond. My understanding is, because she lives out of state, the bondsman typically is not gonna go ahead and do the usual 10%. So what I'm gonna be asking on her behalf is, and I believe the state's gonna confirm that she has no prior record. She's a registered voter in New York. Specifically, she resides in Poughkeepsie, New York, with her parents. She's working. She's works at a law firm as a legal secretary, where she just started that job, and she's getting paid $13 an hour. She is aware that she's going to be required to come back to court. She's looking to looking forward to having her day in court. But if the state can confirm that she had no prior record, I'm going to be asking for a straight ROR, and the alternative, I'm going to be requesting a $150 bond. So maybe that might be more reasonable for her to post, Judge.
I show no criminal history, Judge.
So I'm sorry, what are you asking for?
Based on her lack of criminal history, Judge, I'm going to be asking for an ROR on her behalf.
I'm gonna ROR you, ma'am, but if you don't show up, they're gonna have a warrant for your arrest and they'll probably extradite you back. And you won't come back on a plane, you'll come back in the back of a van, handcuffed, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Keon, explain to her, Mr. Romero, if she doesn't get notice in the mail, how to look it up, and she might want to see about hiring counsel down here. Keon Arroyo? You said bond
Miss
posted?
Arroyo? Kian Arroyo? Oh,
Bonded. Bonded. I get to say it.
Oh, no, I was finding out right now, that's all.
No, I know, I was saying bonded. Jeanette Perez.
North Broward.
North Broward. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped one too. Okay, North Broward, we have a capious misdemeanor, $50. Violation of probation. Felony, no bond hold. She's going before her judge Gottlieb on Monday at 8:30 a.m. It's a violation of probation here. It says FG 17. Isn't that Judge, oh, that's Dennis Bailey, so now it's going to be Judge Weeks.
I just
So
asked
Dante,
him.
let me ask you something. It has here, look at these two dates. This one here, this was from yesterday, said this was a medical reset. Says this is the felony 17 and then has MQ 14. But then you go here today and the misdemeanor it says 17. Can we make this 18 and keep the actually it's got to be the 8th for Judge
MQ for status?
For Bailey. Bailey is taking over. He's going to Backman, but the new judge is starting on the 8th, Judge Weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you know.
Okay, so let me just, thanks. All right, so she has a no bond hold on the felony, $50 on the capious misdemeanor.
I just ask you to leave that bond in place, Judge.
I'm gonna actually make it just $1.
That's fine.
All
Good luck,
right.
Ms. Perez.
Thank you
so much.
Kayla Kloich. Klitsch. Where is she?
The medical research, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
You still have the SBU one, right?
Yeah.
Are you done with it?
Yeah.
Take it upstairs. Label.
All right, so this was a medical reset.
These are yours.
It says on January 4th.
These are, can you take these upstairs? Please. She's by herself.
Why do we have this reset?
She's really having a hard time.
How could it be the 4th? Is today the second day?
Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. But I have,
I'm sorry, who are you asking about, Your Honor?
all right, never mind. Medical reset.
Sorry.
Elijah Kalans,
Mr. Kalans is here present, Judge at Maine. He is approaching.
Maine
Come on up,
jail.
sir.
All right, you have operating without a valid license, $250 bond. Capious, does he want to resolve?
He does, Judge.
What's the offer state?
Withholding court costs.
Withhold court costs? He wishes to accept that, Judge.
All right. So how does he want to plead?
How do you wish to plead, sir?
No contest.
All right, withhold court costs, $293, 6 months to pay, partial payments. Court takes judicial notice of time served. I'm assuming you've spoke to him about the $293. What happens if he doesn't pay?
I did, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Court finds probable cause. Thank you, sir.
Here, sir. Good luck.
Jeff Bassard.
Mr. Bassard is here present, Judge at Maine.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Bassard. You have DUI alcohol or drugs, first offense, 500. DUI unlawful blood alcohol level above a .15. Says you blew a .202 and a 197. Court does find probable cause. Does he have any priors? He bonded. Court finds probable cause. Good luck, sir.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Ivy. William Robert Sampson.
Keep bonded, I've been informed, Judge.
Okay, bonded. Court finds probable cause. It's going too smoothly. Chad Keir.
He's here present at Maine.
Huh?
You just jinxed it.
Did I? All right. Keefa said I just jinxed it.
Oh,
Said
Keith
something.
is so astute.
What?
Okay.
Really?
Okay, DUI alcohol or drugs, first offense, 500. DUI unlawful blood alcohol level above a .15 and disobey a traffic device. It's actually not for magistrate. Total bond is $1,500. He blew a 168 and a 156. Does he have prior state?
Yes, Your Honor, this is actually a second DUI. He had a DUI property damage in 2014 that he was convicted of.
Okay. So what can your client, what, Ivy? I thought you said he bonded. All right, so, okay,
I
thank
just hear
you.
what you want to hear.
What?
I said, I just hear what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so, Mr. Romero, how much can he afford in bond?
Judge, my understanding is his family is going to be posting his bond, so I was going to have the court see if his bond's already been posted.
He bonded, thank you. Good luck,
Good luck,
sir.
sir.
Ralston Francis.
Know where he's at?
It's a medical reset, Judge.
Oh.
There's There's an awful lot of medical resets today. What's going on?
Medical resets lately.
Huh?
Lately, like this whole week.
I mean, there's just so many. Yesterday was
Yeah, yesterday too. It's true.
Eduardo Rodriguez.
He bonded, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Romero. Star T. Thomas.
He's in the main jail, Judge. I'd be asking for an ROR on his behalf. I don't know if the state has an objection.
Mr. Thomas is here present, Judge. I mean.
Hi, Mr. Thomas. You have possession over 20 grams of cannabis and possess and or use drug paraphernalia. Does he have any prior state?
I don't see any, Judge.
Okay, I'll ROR you, sir. Make sure you look for your court date. Court finds probable cause. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Good luck, sir. Okay. You're free to go.
Connie Nigel Gopal.
Mr. Gopal is here present, Judge, and we're waiving formal reading of the charges.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Gopal, you have 5 charges. Court finds probable cause. We need to talk about bond.
For the record, I have reviewed the arrest affidavit in Mr. Gopal's case.
Mm-hmm.
Do not have a probable cause argument at this time.
Do not?
No, no, Judge, I do not.
Okay, do we have any names of any alleged victims?
I don't.
Or any special conditions before we start with the bond?
Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting no contact with minors. Frankly, I don't have the initials of any alleged victims, but
that's fine.
A no contact with minors order should take care of that regardless. Okay. Additionally, I'll be requesting an order of no possession of any devices with internet access until further order of the court. Pre-trial release with a GPS monitor level 2.
And bond?
Your Honor, based on the totality of the allegations, and it's a pretty in-depth, detailed arrest warrant affidavit.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to be requesting $20,000 per count.
Okay. What say you, defense?
Judge, $100,000 is going to be beyond Mr. Gopal's financial resource or his family's financial resources. My understanding, Judge, he's 26 years old, been living here a majority of his life. He just fortunately received good news. He got employed at a company called Infinity Sales Group. It's a call center. He's been there working for about 3 days. He lives locally here in our community in Lauderdale Lakes. Lives with his aunt. Where they've been residing at that apartment for 1 year, and his portion of the rent is about $400 per month. Now, the only person he's going to be able to reach out to is his aunt, and basically, I believe she's a teacher, so unfortunately, her financial resources are quite limited. So, as you can see, she's not going to be able to come up with the $100,000. I don't have at this point any sort of objection as far as the release conditions that the state has requested. I'm going to be asking, though, on counts 1 through 4 for a $2,000 bond on each count. That would be $8,000. I'm going to be asking for a $1,000 bond on count 5. So I believe a $9,000 bond in conjunction with Mr. Gopal being supervised by pretrial is reasonable, Judge, and that's what we're requesting.
All right, no contact with any minor, sir, whatsoever, no possession of any devices with internet, no internet use, GPS level 2. Count 1, 25,000, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be 20,000 each. Count 5 is 10,000. So the total is 70 and 5, 95,000 if my math is correct. Good luck to you, sir. Anthony Boykins.
Sir Boykins, come on up, please.
Mr. Boykins, you have possession of cocaine and a municipal ordinance violation, possession of drug paraphernalia. Are they intertwined? Did you say that they are, Mr. Reedy? Are you here on this case, ma'am? Is this, ma'am, are you here on this case? Oh, okay. All right, so maybe you want to speak to the public defender, okay? Ma'am, have a seat. The public defender will talk to you soon. Mr. Reedy?
Yes, I will speak with her, Judge. The municipal ordinance and the possession of cocaine charge in Mr. Boykin's case are intertwined. I believe we can represent him on both of these allegations.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have a possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. What say you, defense?
Judge, unfortunately, Mr. Boykins is homeless. He's looking for work. However, he has no sort of funds on him and no one to post his monetary bond. My understanding, he does have a record, but from what he advised me, I believe it's been since 2016. So he's been clean for a while, Judge. He does have a mailing address. It would be of a friend who resides in Fort Lauderdale. We're asking the court to either entertain an ROR or release Mr. Boykins on standard pretrial release.
State, ROR or standard pretrial?
Your Honor,
They said his last was around 2016?
well, he had Grand Theft Auto in 2015 and 2 separate possession of PVPs in 2015. He violated probation.
Did he fail to appear?
I have to check, but Your Honor, he violated probation in 2016 and was sentenced to 23 months in Florida State Prison. So I'd have to see when he got out of state prison.
Judge, Mr. Boykins is advised me, yes, he was incarcerated, went to prison, but he's been out for about 2 years, Judge, and this is his first contact since then.
Judge.
What's his mailing address?
I'll let the judge know your mailing address in Fort Lauderdale.
924 Northwest 1st Street, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Apartment?
Apartment 1.
Do you need paperwork? You can come over there and talk to the clerk. It's no big deal. You're welcome. Good luck.
Your Honor, he got out of state prison a little bit more than a year ago. It was October 28th of 2017.
Go ahead, Brian. We'll wait for you. Okay.
Now, as far as your other question, Your Honor, I will check that now to see if there's been prior failures to appear.
Can he afford anything?
No, Judge, he's homeless.
Yes.
Well, I thought he lives at that address, or that's just his mailing address.
No, that's the mailing address. He's homeless, but he can receive mail there.
Yes. The last case that he ended up going to prison on, he was arrested in 2016 for failing to appear in court. And that was on all 3 cases that he went to prison on. He failed to appear in court.
All right, I'm going to put him on standard pretrial supervision, give him a shot. But if he doesn't, explain to him that if he misses court or he violates it, gets arrested again, he's going to have he's going to probably have a no bond hold. He's got to report within 24 hours, call in 4 times a week, no reporting in person, but he does have to go the first time within 24 hours. No bond required. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Here you go, Virginia. I'm going to give you this. Timothy Arnold.
Timothy Arnold, he's here present, Judge at Maine, and he declined the service as public defender.
Okay, Mr. Arnold, can you afford an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have your own attorney?
Not yet, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want to represent yourself today, or do you want to use the services of the public defender for $50? Obviously, you wouldn't have to pay that. It's completely up to you.
Just do it myself then.
All right, well, you don't need one. You did a good job because you bonded. Thank you.
Figured.
Willie Davis, look for your court date in the mail, sir. Don't miss it.
Good luck, sir. Mr. Willie David bonded, Judge.
Fabian Rivera. All right, Mr. Rivera, you have grand theft auto, $1,000. Counts 2 and 3 don't require a bond. Possession of cannabis less than 20 grams possessed and/or used. Drug paraphernalia. No bond required. Court does find probable cause. All right, what say you?
Judge, unfortunately, Mr. Rivera advised me that no one's going to be able to post his bond, and he's not in a position to post his bond. He advised me he has a place to stay, so we're going to be requesting for the court to release him on pretrial release.
What's his, any objection state, and what's his priors?
Your Honor, I don't see any local priors. I'd have to check to see if there's any priors outside of Broward. I don't have an objection.
How long has he lived in Florida?
He advised me right now, Judge, his whole life.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ask him if he's lived in Florida his whole life.
Sir, have you lived in Florida your whole life? Yes, sir. Okay.
All right, ROR. Thank you. Desmond Johnson.
He bonded.
Thank you.
Mr.
David Lee. I didn't
He's your present at Maine.
Okay, are you Mr. David Lee, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, you have some change of charges. Count charge 5, attempted burglary of an authorized emergency vehicle, no bond hold for magistrate. And count 6 through 13, attempted burglary of a conveyance. Unarmed. Parole hold. It says he has a parole hold. Is that true?
Yeah, it is, Your Honor. And Your Honor, you originally set these bonds at $5,000 each. He does have numerous other bonds and the no bond holds that you referred to. So I'm gonna be asking the court to set the bonds back at $5,000.
Well, this is an attempt now,
Yes, Your Honor.
and it wasn't an attempt before?
It wasn't an attempt before, Your Honor, but I believe, one moment.
Because I'm thinking of doing 2,500 each.
That's fine.
What say you, defense?
That's fine, Judge.
He said that's fine.
Mr. Romero, do you have a different position?
I know he's being held no bond. I believe Mr. Lee, in speaking to him, I believe has over $200,000 on his other cases. There's no way he's going to be able to afford bond. He's not going to be released. But I mean, on the attempted burglary of conveyances, I'm going to be asking for $1,000 on each.
All right, counts 23 through 36. I'm going to do 2,500 each. 1, 2, 3. All right, and all other previous conditions remain in effect, such as no victim contact. Thank you, and no return. Last one, Rioni Holman. Huh?
You'd ask for this, sir.
Oh, thanks. It's Riani Devonte Holloman.
But we're right now trying to find him if he's here at Maine or last page on the document.
Should be a
Conti, Judge. I believe.
There you go.
Thank you.
There he is.
Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Holloman, did I say that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you have some change of charges. Count 1 is aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. 2 is assault. It's a $35,000 bond on 2. Count, which is set by, who set that?
You set the bonds, Your Honor. I provided the court. I believe I provided you with a copy of your findings.
I don't have an assault here for $35,000.
It was aggravated assault. It was downfiled to assault, I believe.
Simple assault?
Yes,
All right, so we're going to change the bond on that?
that's fine.
All right, so you had an aggravated assault, 35,000. Now it's a simple assault. It's second-degree misdemeanor.
Yes.
So it was a change of charge from an aggravated battery to aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. The aggravated battery, we did a $25,000 bond, no victim contact with SSB, and maintain 1,000 feet. GPS level 2, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. What say you, defense? Or state, you want anything?
I would, Your Honor. As you already mentioned, it's really a technical change of charge. Your Honor found probable cause for aggravated battery. You may remember this case. This occurred, I believe, in a garage where allegedly Mr. Holloman struck the victim with his vehicle. After he struck her the first time, he struck the victim a second time. This was actually witnessed by the arresting officer in the garage. Obviously, I provided the court with the report, which has some more details, but that is the sum and substance. And the court was obviously the court was very concerned based on the allegations. In that you said a $25,000 bond after hearing all the information, hearing his financial ability, ties to the community. And he still stands before the court on this count. He stands before the court on the same, essentially on the same charge that you found probable cause for.
Okay. What say you, Mr. Reedy?
Well, it's pretty clear Mr. Holloman's not going to be able to make this bond, Judge, or he would have bonded out
Well,
already.
he had 35,000 too.
Yes, count 2, the assault, there's a 35,000 bond on that.
Which we're going to change.
Yes, that's now a misdemeanor. I'd ask the court to ROR him on count 2. As far as the bond on count 1 is concerned, Mr. Holloman, do you have anybody who can bond you out?
No, I don't.
Is there anyone I can call for you?
My girlfriend.
What's her name?
Shaquisha.
What's her number?
954. 854. 3675.
Okay. What was the state asking for as to count 1?
Listen, for the same thing the court said originally, Your Honor.
25,000.
The only mitigating factor that Mr. Reedy's presenting is his inability
I just want to read something to you, just so you
I remember the probable cause affidavit,
I
Judge.
observed the vehicle accelerate and drive into the victim who was standing in front of the vehicle.
I remember it.
So $25,000 is staying.
And Your Honor, as far as count 2, whatever the court believes is appropriate, I'm fine with.
All right, we're going to have to do a separate order. Can I do it on this, Ivy, since this isn't on it? Let's do a separate order. As to the assault ROR, can we do that?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
And I'll call your girlfriend for you, Mr. Holloman.
Her last name is Gregory, if you need it.
Okay.
Just do, should we put just count 2 on there, Ivy, or how do you want to do it?
Count 2, it should only be count 2 because count 1 you're going to go based on what the court writes on the findings, correct?
Exactly. Count 2 is going to be whatever.
Yeah, since it's not on the findings.
I'm going to ROR and I'm asking you because you always have a particular way you like to do it.
You can write it on the findings as well.
I can?
And Your Honor, and I think I know the answer, but just for record purposes, the court is keeping all the other release conditions on count 1? Okay.
So, $25,000 bond on 1, which is the ag assault with the deadly weapon. Count 2, the assault, second-degree misdemeanor, the lowest there is, ROR. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with SSB, maintain 1,000 feet. GPS level 2, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. Is there anything else, State?
I believe that
seems
covers.
like that's it.
Yeah, I had one last thing, Judge. Mr. Holloman, how do you spell your last name?
HOLLOMAN.
Okay. There's no H in there? It's not MAHN?
That's a typo by the clerk because his
Okay.
original doesn't have an H in it.
Okay, because it was misspelled on our docket. That's why I just wanted to make sure. Okay? Good luck, sir.
No firearms.
Thank you.
Yeah, minimum. Okay, court finds probable cause. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's call Marcus Warren, page 2. file anything, State?
I don't believe so, but let me just confirm. No, Your Honor, he's entitled to an ROR in this charge, and I spoke to Mr. Saunders earlier, and I believe he wanted, I don't know if he told Mr. Reedy also, but I believe he wanted the ROR.
That's correct. He has a court date on Monday on his other matters.
Yeah.
All right. So ROR.
Good luck, Mr. Warren.
Marcus Warren.
Yes.
All right, you want to tell your client what just happened?
No, I told him before it happened. He
Well, he
knows.
doesn't seem to understand. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, good luck, sir.
Oh, you got court Monday, Marcus. Good luck.
Wimbley Kendrick? Or Kendrick Wimbley, I'm sorry.
Hello, good afternoon, and Your Honor.
Good afternoon. All right, so we have robbery with a weapon.
Yes.
Doing fine, sir. Thank you for asking.
Your Honor, the state has filed an information. It's actually been upfiled to robbery with a firearm or deadly weapon.
All right, so they upfiled your charge, which isn't good news for you, so I'm going to deny your motion anyway. You'll be going soon before your division judge, and reach out to your public defender, okay? Sorry, sir. Have a good day. Do you know who your public defender is?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, give him a call, okay? Tell him the state up the charges. All right, next one is Sherrard Green. We're finished with the 3040, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Green is here, present, Judge of Maine.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Green, you are here. Let's see. Battery on an officer, 2000, so it's 2250, Hector.
Yeah. Oh, I see that, Judge, and unfortunately, as you can see, he's still in custody. He cannot afford to post bond. His bad luck, on the day he was arrested, he was supposed to start his new job at Wendy's, making, I believe, minimum wage $8.25. He lives in Hollywood with his cousin. Right now, he doesn't pay his cousin rent. His cousin's helping him out while he gets on his feet. But unfortunately, because of all the expenses his cousin incurred, his cousin can't afford to post his bond. Judge, my understanding is he does have priors, but he said that they're dated. So we're going to be asking the court to consider releasing him on pretrial release.
Your Honor, I would be opposing pretrial release, just reviewing the allegations. This whole thing started because Mr. Green was apparently having an altercation with the owner of a Chevron gas station. When the arresting officer arrived, immediately Mr. Green started cursing at him using derogatory language and then flailing his arms in the officer's direction. He then lunged at the officer and pushed the officer, I'm sorry, one moment. He then pushed the officer actually back into his vehicle when he was trying to arrest him.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I think, Your Honor, when he was arrested, he had a warrant for failure to appear, which I believe the court, that's why he's on the misdemeanor docket. I believe that the court took that into consideration as well.
Okay, anything further?
Judge, it's just simply he's still here in custody. He can't afford this bond.
All right, well, he pushed an officer in a car and he failed to appear. So I'm going to deny it. Let him go before his division judge. I just think that would be more appropriate. Good luck to you, sir. The public defender should file a motion. Kenzie Desir, D-E-S-I-R. Bonded?
Yes.
Bonded. Okay, Eduardo Questrell Rodriguez. Didn't we do this one?
I think...
No. He's here present, Judge?
Your Honor, I had someone with a similar last name yesterday on the second one.
All right, so he has 1,000 total. Judge Murphy did his bond. Tell me about this case.
Your Honor, actually, you set his bond on the second. Your Honor, you may recall, he's employed by a transport company. He broke into the business after hours, took a key to a Porsche that was supposed to be transported to New York.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You set the bond on the burglary at $1,000.
He was like not a handyman,
I don't know what his exact. Definitely, he wasn't employed as a driver.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that
like
it says.
Like an errand person or whatever.
He's a handyman. He was a handyman, Your Honor. That's what it says here. And you ROR'd him on the grand theft auto.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what say you?
Judge, speaking of Mr. Rodriguez, he's contesting some of these allegations, but he'll be having his day in court in reference to that. Judge, he lives in Pompano Beach where he rents a room at a mobile home. He's been there for about 3 months, and his portion of the, how much he pays for the room is about $400 a month. Obviously, when he gets out, he's not going to be employed anymore because this is related to his work, and he does do transport for that company, besides being a handyman. So now he's going to be actually looking for work, Judge. We're going to be asking for the court to consider releasing him on pretrial release.
If I could just have one moment.
Dante, do you have any of those orders yet?
Yes.
If you could give me the ones you have done, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm unable to pull it at this time, Your Honor, but I could have sworn that when he first came through, there were issues with his driver's license, which my first glance, I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense that he wasn't necessarily employed to transport the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering why we're now being advised all of a sudden, even though the report from his employer says he did not transport the vehicles, clearly he's, for some reason, advising Mr. Romero that he does.
All right, I'm going to deny the motion. Unless you tell me something different, Mr. Romero.
But Judge, my understanding is we're here on a third-degree felony, so $1,000 bond is holding him. He does have a prior, but I believe the most recent is about 10 years ago. So a gentleman who's been clean from the criminal justice system that's being accused for a third-degree felony, Judge, I'm just asking for the court to take a chance on him and release him on pretrial release. That's all I'm asking for.
State your response, if any.
I don't think it's really, for the court to take a chance. The court has heard the information, the allegations, and the mitigating information from the defense, and you've made a ruling, and I'd ask the court to stand by the ruling.
I'm going to deny the motion. Let him go before his division judge. Thank you. The only thing I would consider is a GPS. If you want me to do that.
Judge, actually, what he was telling me is he doesn't have his phone with him, but I told him that's not going to be a problem because he could tell pretrial the location. They will go out there and do a visit. They'll talk to whoever they need to talk to, and once they verify, then he could be released. So, yes, he would be open to being released on GPS monitor, Judge.
Okay. I'll do a GPS level 2. David O'Connell.
Your Honor, regarding
Mr. O'Connell's here, present, Judge Emaine, come on up,
Hold on
sir.
a second, pre-trial's asking me something. What, Ms. Patrice? Mr. who? Yes.
What count is he being paid on pre-trial for?
Count one. Thank you. All right, David O'Connell.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Tell me what this one's about. He has a $1,500 bond.
Yes, Your Honor. This originally began
Was
because
this the
there
Hard
was
Rock one?
no. It's this started at a Walmart where he engaged a Walmart loss prevention officer in a fight and threw a punch at the employee. Law enforcement arrived and arrested him. When he was brought to the hospital. It says he began yelling inside the hospital, attempting to stand from his hospital bed. When attempting to seat the defendant down on the hospital bed and restrain him, he intentionally placed his hand on my upper chest against my will and pushed me. And that was the battery and the law enforcement officer. Frankly, to be honest, the allegation of trying to punch a loss prevention officer at a Walmart is more concerning.
As I recall it, I think there was some alcohol involved in the situation as well.
What's his prior history?
I'd have to check, Your Honor.
Judge, while Mr. Lender checks on that, he's the gentleman that I advised you when I believe he initially came through magistrate. He just got employed at a restaurant in Boca called Louis Bossi, and he's actually, as a server, scheduled to start tomorrow. He lived in Boca with his mom, but unfortunately, from what he advised me, his mom is out of town. Now, he hasn't been able to get in touch with anybody that could post a monetary bond. He does have a girlfriend that lives in Miramar, but unfortunately she has no money to post his bond.
What about his mom? She can post a bond from somewhere else.
Well, my understanding, she's out of town, and I don't think he has the phone number for his mother. He does have the phone number for his girlfriend, but his girlfriend doesn't have the money, or else she would have already posted
Does she have the mother's number?
My mom won't help me. I know it already. She's never helped me bonded out of jail before.
I retract what I said. I believe the issue is that the mother is not going to be willing to post this monetary bond.
Okay, fair enough.
One moment, and I'm getting it right now.
It's been a long day.
We're almost there.
It's a long week. Long week.
It's only been 3 days.
Huh? It feels like
It's
more
only
than
been
3
3
days.
days.
What?
I just heard from somebody it's been a long year.
Well, the year's been a week.
Okay, so. I get it. I feel the same.
Okay. Frankly, Your Honor, I'm starting to get a picture of why his mother might not be inclined to assist. As far as Broward, possession of cocaine in 2013. I'm going to go through counties at this point. Palm Beach, possession of heroin, felon in possession of firearm or ammunition, 2016. 2016 in Palm Beach, possession of heroin. Pinellas County, 2010. Dealing in stolen property. 2010. Counterfeiting or possession of a counterfeit payment instrument. Uttering a forged instrument, 2010. 2013, possession of cocaine. 2014, battery. 2011, battery.
All right, I'm inclined to deny the motion. Let him go before his division judge.
Judge, one request, and Mr. Reedy did point this out. I believe maybe alcohol may have played an influence. And as you could hear, last prior contact with the system was back in 2016, so about 2 years ago. Judge, would Your Honor consider releasing him on pretrial, but having him submit to a drug evaluation and follow-up Therefore, it's going to be on him to hopefully obtain services. And if he doesn't show up for the follow-up, or I mean for the eval, there's going to be a warrant issued for his arrest. If he doesn't comply with the follow-up, there's going to be a warrant issued for his arrest. And at least, hopefully, that in place, along with him starting this new job, hopefully provide some structure in his life. So that's what I'm asking for, Judge.
Your Honor, he tried to attack a Walmart employee, put his hands on a police officer, has 3 prior batteries and a prior arrest for aggravated battery domestic violence that was
I'm
dropped.
denying it.
Okay, I just...
Thank you. If he wants, I'll sign an order recommending that he go to SAP. Might as well do something.
Yes, Judge, we'd appreciate that.
Hold on 1 second.
Want to do that? Or you want to... Here, take this. Give it to him, Virginia. Let him write it in. Just write big. Who is left there?
There's one gentleman here, that's Mr. William Jones on the second look misdemeanor docket.
Oh, wait,
and I
let me
believe
get the misdemeanor one. Hold on.
dollar bond. He was on probation. He was showing me dispos. I believe his probation's been resolved, but I don't know if on the warrant when he resolved that he admitted to the offense of the petty theft. So in abundance of caution, Judge, I'm going to be asking for an ROR and his dollar bond.
Your Honor, his probation was reinstated. He's got a dollar bond on the theft. If he wants to plead it out, I have an offer. If he doesn't want to plead it out, whatever the court wants to do, frankly.
We're asking for an ROR and abundance of caution, Judge.
Explain to your client, I'll ROR him, but if he doesn't show up to court, he's going to end up in jail. And if he doesn't get notice in the next 2 weeks, sir, you can go to browardclerk.org, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Good luck to you. William Jones, ROR. Matthew Bartlett, did we do him?
He's at Conti.
Yeah, we did him. Sherrard Green. We do him too?
Yes, Your Honor denied his motion on the felony.
Okay. Harris Scanlon? No, denied.
North Broward.
Or just put no action.
Mr. Scanlon, North Broward. North Broward.
Thank you. Okay, petty theft from a merchant.
Oh,
Harris Scanlon, is that your name?
Yes. Judge, I'm going to ask you to consider a release on her own recognizance. When she was here a couple of days ago, I placed a call to a friend of hers. She's got like a $25 bond. Her friend had indicated to me that he was going to bond her out, but obviously that has not happened, and I don't have any faith in the idea that it might happen anytime in the near future. Ms. Scanlon has no financial ability to post a bond by herself at this point.
Where does she live?
Ms. Scanlon, where would you go if you were released?
I live on 2nd and 30th Street.
What's the address?
It's I think it's 2238, something like I forgot the address, the exact address. I just moved in there. I rent a room there. I received a disability check. I have funds to be able to live by myself, on my own.
Do you have your debit card on you? Thanks, Dante.
No, the debit card is at the house. That's the problem.
Your Honor, if I may, the reason the court kept the bond at $25 and took no action,
Which I'm very surprised at, so.
The state's offer to resolve was 10 days in county jail. The defense asked if you would consider giving a more generous offer and a open plea, and the court declined. And the reason being, first off, she's out right now on 2 felonies, one for possession of fentanyl, the other for felony theft. Her priors include 2016 felony theft, 2012 grand theft, 2012 felony theft, 2012 theft, 2011 theft.
Would you like to possibly resolve this charge today?
Yes, that would be fine.
How many days do you have in now?
She's arrested on the 1st.
No, she was arrested
that not right?
The first.
Something different, Judge?
At first.
That's what I said,
So
yeah, the
4
first.
days.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
said 2.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Oh,
Yeah, you've got 4 days in, Hera.
that's fine with me. I didn't say that I wouldn't do it before.
Well,
I prefer.
Well, again, I'd ask the court for, to reconsider and invite the court into negotiations if she wants to resolve it. If the court will consider offering something less than 10 days Broward County Jail.
And just to re-familiarize the court, this wasn't, one of those situations where somebody allegedly stole like $7 worth of merchandise. She was allegedly stealing almost $230 worth of merchandise from a Whole Foods.
okay, 10 days Broward County Jail, credit for time served.
Hera, what would you like to do?
Bless you.
Yes, I'd like to take that.
You want to take the 10 days Broward County Jail and plead of no contest?
Yes.
You'll have to pay court costs. If you don't pay them, it could
Raise
affect...
your right hand. Do you swear and or
I'm
affirm
on
to tell the
disability.
truth? Raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state your first and last name. Spell your last name.
Harris Scalin, Scalin.
All right, it's my understanding through your attorney, Mr. Reedy, you want to give up all your rights to a trial?
Yes,
Anybody
ma'am.
forcing you to do this?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, Your Honor.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. How do you want to plead to petty theft from a merchant second time? Guilty, not guilty, no contest.
Guilty.
Okay. You understand that if you get another petty theft, they could charge it as a felony.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Even though the amount's under $300.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, court's going to accept your plea, find that it's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea, adjudication 10 days, Broward County Jail. Credit for time served. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed, $293 in court costs, 6 months to pay. Partial payments accepted. If you don't pay the $293, your license will get suspended, $25 late fee, and it'll also affect your credit. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
So I have 6 days left to serve. Is that what y'all are saying?
6 days, and then maybe 1 for gain time, Ivy. Give me 1 moment, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, so right now you have 4 more days.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you get 2 days credit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Anybody else at North Broward? Anybody at Conti?
Oh, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Who do you have?
Brayson.
What's your name, Brazon?
Samuel J. Brayson.
Okay, $1,000 bond. What say you?
This was the battery, Your Honor. There wasn't a real lot of detail in the PC. One moment. It states pretty matter of fact that victim, this I guess happened in a garage or a parking lot. Victim's walking to his car. Defendant followed him.
Hit him from behind. I remember.
He jumped on his back. Yeah.
You didn't say whether there was a relationship or not.
No, it does not.
Does he have, what's his priors like? Sir, have you called anybody about bond?
No, I don't have nobody for bail.
You're welcome.
Your family, did you call anybody from your family?
No, I don't got no family here.
The only thing I saw, Your Honor, was...
Where do you live?
I live in 8th Street, Hollander Beach.
What's your address?
114 A Street Avenue, 9th Street, SA. Can I say one more word?
Don't discuss the facts of the case, Mr. Brazon.
No, sir.
And if you could be more specific with your address, that would be a big help.
Today's supposed to be my pay rent, and I think it's gonna be my last day. So, no more home for me.
What do you do?
The day I got arrested, that day I was gonna work in Gulfstream with the horses.
You walk horses?
Yeah, that was my first day.
I think I remember Mr. Brazon telling us that earlier in the week that he works on something of a horse ranch or whatever.
He works at the racetrack walking horses. He's
Yeah,
an
that's right.
exerciser.
The racetrack, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It sounds like a pretty good job, Judge. I mean, looking back, I might have chosen that career path myself rather than being a criminal defense attorney for 34 years.
Your Honor, he was arrested in November.
I mean, he can't even tell me his address, but...
He was arrested in November of last year, and that was on a resisting and a false ID where he told law enforcement, insisted his name was Miguel Manchester, and it's actually listed as his alias on the booking in this case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he doesn't come back to court, a warrant will be issued.
Here's the thing. I mean, the problem is he has aliases. He jumped somebody on their back. He can't give me a full address. I mean, I'm not feeling too comfortable. He doesn't have a job.
Do you still have your job, Mr. Brazon?
He doesn't know.
I don't know. Seriously, I don't know if I'm gonna still have a job when I go outside. So, shit, decision.
And you have no money? You have no money at all to bond out of jail?
No, sir. And I don't got nobody for pay the bond.
Where's your family live?
It's in my country,
What's your country?
Nicaragua.
I don't know. What do you say, State? I mean, honestly, if someone posted $100, I'm just saying, or, not that it's not, to him it's obviously he can't get bond, but he's on pretrial. I mean, he could skip bond too.
I know what you mean, Your Honor. I don't have, in these circumstances, excuse me, I don't have, I'm fine with pretrial.
All right, so standard pretrial supervision. You report within 24 hours of your release.
Deputy, could you give him a map for pretrial release, please?
It's not, it's really, they're closed on the weekend, sir.
Yeah, what's that?
Can you give him one in Spanish too? English and Spanish? All right, sir, I need you to pay attention to me. You can read that later. Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, my honor.
Okay. That's in English and Spanish. It gives you directions. It's by the main courthouse. Okay?
Yes,
and by the main jail. You're at Conti facility. So you have to report there Monday by 12 noon. Or, you know what? I'll give you till 3 o'clock. If you don't report, they're closed on the weekends, and they're going to be closed by the time you get out today. So there's no excuse. I had to work. I was going to lose my place. There's just none. You report by Monday by 3 o'clock, And if you don't, there'll be a warrant out for your arrest. And you're gonna get pulled over, and then you're gonna come back here, and you're gonna sit in jail on a no bond hold. Do you understand that?
Yes, my honor.
All right. So I want you to call in twice a week, report once a month in person, no reporting after court. I want you to provide your full address to your or to the clerk of the court within 7 days in writing.
Yes, my honor.
Okay? You can also find out your court date, even if the notice doesn't come in the mail. You can also go to the courthouse at Hollywood, tell them you have a case for, not domestic violence, for touch or strike for a battery case. It's a misdemeanor. They can change the address for you.
Yes, my honor.
Or as a matter of fact, Deputy?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do me a favor on the paperwork he has? Can you write the case number down for me, please? I appreciate it. It's case number 19.
Can you explain that for me later?
32 MM10A. And he can go to the clerk and change his address. That's his case number.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Oh, all right.
Thank you. So no bond required on that. And then I don't think we have anybody else, do we?
Yes, you have Mr. Charles and me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Who is it?
Mr. Carlib Charles?
Oh, okay. All right, so he has $1,000 bond.
This might be quick. He's telling me he has a parole hold, Mr. Leonard. Can you tell me?
Your Honor,
he does.
He has a parole hold. The allegations for threats to specified individuals is that when Sergeant Walsh checked on him in the booking area, he stated he wanted to kill Sergeant Walsh and kill his family. I'm asking that the court take no action at this time.
All right, he has a parole hold, so it doesn't matter. Bye, Keepa.
Bye.
All right, is there anybody else there?
Sure.
Have a nice weekend,
I was
Mr.
gonna say-
Romero.